Hello and welcome to GlitchCube, we're a gaming podcast, and each week we take a deeper look into the art of video games. As always, I'm Christian.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us once again as we dive further into the world of games. Now, I know it is the first of the month, or the first week of the month, right? And we've been doing great, right? Like, it's been our wonderful gaming book clubs and all that stuff, but don't worry, it's still coming. We're just going to be postponing it one more week because we can't get enough of Star Fox. And, you know, there's a little bit of technical difficulties with one of the games, so we are playing through a lot of Star Fox games. It's going to be a pretty long discussion. It's pretty cool. Like, it's been great. But regardless of that, at the end of this episode, we are going to be announcing June's game of the month. So don't worry, we're not missing out on that. And we'll announce it again next week when we do go over our games. So remember, this past month for May was the month of the Fox, so it's all things Star Fox. Instead of just one game, we decided to just do them all. Because why not? It's Star Fox. I mean, the first two games, you can beat them in like 3 hours, right? Like, it's
even less. So, like, they're so short. It's crazy.
They're quick. It's like fun little arcade goes, right? It's really, really fun. So, but then they do get a little bit longer, Star Fox Adventures, all that good stuff. But for the most part, Star Fox games are fairly quick ones. So we figured instead of just doing that with just like, oh, Star Fox 1, like, can we really talk about that for 45 minutes? Probably not. So that's fine. We're going to be doing that one. But don't worry, that's coming up. And don't worry, that doesn't mean that we don't have a lot to talk about, because we certainly do. There's been a lot of other games that have caught our eye, our attention here, and that's what we're going to be going over today. So do you want to start us off? Like, what do you want to bring to these people first? What do you want the gamers to know about? What do you want them to celebrate this first week of June?
You know, it's weird. So after I finished Crimson Desert, I just kind of sat there and thought, man, what do I want to play? Like, I feel like when you finish a big game, it's easy to just kind of sit there and be like, man, like, what do I go to next? Right? Like, when it's smaller games, it's pretty easy for me to jump between games. But after that, I was like, well, now I have all this time to devote to a new game. What should I play? An RPG, a shooter? Like my body was like, I'm craving a different
that's like
kind of game.
Almost 200 hours. You have a large hole to fill there, right?
Exactly. And I was thinking like, oh, I could jump back in the, Cold Steel 3. That's a good 100 hours. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then I was looking through my list and I was like, I've always wanted to give this franchise a try. I don't know why I never really did in the past, but I figured I'll play the newest game because I remember people saying they liked it, and that was Ace Combat 7. And
nice.
Oh my god, this game was amazing. I went in just thinking, oh man, the controls are gonna piss me off, because it's like you would think like in a flying game that after playing a bunch of Star Fox, I was kind of thinking like, well, what do I go to next, right? That until I get like my technical difficulty fixed, I was like, well, maybe I can play something that's similar. And I was like, looking online, people were like, oh, the Ace Combat series is kind of like a grown-up Star Fox. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And
that's kind of a fun way of explaining it.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
Star Fox,
I get,
but not for furries. It's for hardcore guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, this is for the machos, huh? But no, this game is like it's insane. When I think about, how like Top Gun Maverick was all action, right? Like a movie that's just like non-stop, like there's always something happening. This game feels like that. But I don't want to discredit the story, right? The story is actually pretty good, right? You wouldn't expect
a story.
There's a story.
Do you have like a character? I'm so curious now. I've never played an Ace Combat game, so I don't really know anything about
this. So I've looked into the series before, and I know that they're all kind of connected anyway. But this one, your main character is voiceless, right? You're kind of like a quiet pilot kind of thing. But
You're the plane.
There's
You're AI in a ship.
Yeah, you're just a plane. There's no human. You're just a plane. But it kind of is like it has its twists and turns, right? Where like you get in trouble with something, you have to redeem yourself, and then you end up just like you would think in this game, like you're a hero. And the story, like I don't want to say it's extreme, right? But it is cool. There's this thing called the space elevator, which I think, when you see the trailers for this game, that's kind of the thing you see. But it's this structure that goes from the ground all the way up into space. And, or it goes high enough, right? It goes high enough in the atmosphere. And that thing is kind of like the icon of the game. Like you kind of go back there often, and there's a lot of things to do with that place. But there's 20 missions in this game, and there's a lot of stuff to unlock with buying. And I was able to make it all the way to the end of the upgrade tree on one path. So I was able to get the I forget if it's the F-35 or the F-22. And oh my God, that thing was a beast.
There's a lot of people that are like very into this stuff.
I know. I'm going to get flamed for it. But, and then I was able to put all my parts to it. And I was just like, dude, I love my plane. I just want to keep playing. Like, I was like, do I buy a flight stick? Am I finally going to cave and get a flight stick?
Okay. All right.
Like, this game is so cool, dude. I did not think I was going to get into this game, but it's like, you're flying around, you're locking on, you hit a missile, and like, one missile misses, but the other one hits, and then you got to get them again, and then they're destroyed. And it's like you fly through their wreckage of the flames, and you're like, oh my God, I feel invincible. And then you get shot down. But this game is just so cool because you do different things, right? There's land targets, so you want to, plan accordingly with how you bomb it. Or, you got to do like a stealth mission, or you can't go above a certain altitude through a canyon. And, think about taking a fighter jet through a canyon. Like, it's just.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Like, there's a lot of moments where you have to be very precise with how you do it, but it's also not like simmy. I guess I was kind of worried that the controls would feel more like a simulation, and this game just felt straight up like an arcade action. And like, I highly recommend this game. Like, if someone thinks this looks interesting, like you want a cool flying game that is not going to be intense like Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know they're not the same kind of game in general, but for flying purposes, I'm like, this game is awesome. You feel like you really are this crazy, an ace pilot. And throughout these missions, it's like it gets more and more extreme with like how many enemies you fight, how you take care of it. The dog fights are amazing. And the way you can customize your plane is really cool too. It reminds me of a lot when I played Armored Core 2. Okay. And I know that's really old, but I love the way you could, put parts together and kind of make just your own little creation. And, this game, you're not able to fully customize stuff, but you have parts you can put into it. You can switch your planes, switch your weapons. So that, for me, was good enough. And I love this game. I'm debating on going and playing the older ones because I have 4, 5, 6. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just play those. I'm also thinking like, should I play Armored Core 6 because I want something newer with customization options? But yeah,
I do want to play some Armored Core. It's been a while. Like, that would be. Really
I love
fun.
2. 2 was my first introduction, and I only played that recently. I think that was last year I played through that, and I absolutely loved it. So now with Ace Combat, I'm like, man, these series that I kind of like wrote off thinking they were going to be too difficult are like pretty much right up my alley. Like, I love this. So, it's weird for me to finally jump into a franchise and be fully in love with it. But I'm like, damn, dude, this game took me very much by surprise.
I am very surprised by this choice too, because I don't know, flight games, they like this specifically, like you said, I'm always afraid of it just feeling like a flight simulator, and that's not that much fun to me. Like, I watched my uncle play these games to death, and I'm not a fan of the sim games, right? It's just something about that. But I do got to ask you, like, because this is another thing that makes it difficult for me sometimes in like flying sections in games or combat in flight. So when the enemies are like, everything looks really, really tiny, right? And you're just kind of shooting at reticles that you don't really see what you're shooting at. Is that like most of the game kind of thing? Like, I can see from the trailers there's a lot of like action segments of the flight and things like that, but I always feel like in the flying sections I'm just kind of firing blindly, and it's like, well, it says it's over there, right? Like, there's a green box really far away. Like, I think I hit something, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Eventually, like, yeah, I get what you mean, because that was something I was kind of worried about too. And I mean, yeah, you can lock onto them with your missiles, or you can just fire rapidly at them. And like, you'll get up close and personal with them. Like, there are many times I almost flew into another plane.
Okay.
And no, you get close to them. Same with when you do land targets. For the most part, I always hated like the bomber kind of bombs because they just felt weird. So I used normal missiles. So I would fly super low and just send missiles out to hit the ground. And like, you see the enemies, like,
right.
Yeah, you see your stuff. And the planes, like, yeah, you see them. You know, usually you have to get somewhat close to them to really be effective. So, and you can change your camera perspective too. There's like just the pitch and stuff. There's also like full cockpit view, and then there's third person. I just did the first one where it was like you see everything, and yeah, no, it couldn't feel like less of a sim game. Like, there's no sim stuff in it really at all. But yeah, no, this game, like, yeah, it just surprised me. Like, I don't know, all my negative expectations I had about it just were not really there. So
nice. Nah, I'm kind of stoked on it. I've always been really curious about games like this, so I don't know, maybe I'll try it out. It's on sale right now on Steam, so I mean, why not? Could be fun. It's a whole nother genre. Maybe we'll become flight stick guys, right?
Oh god, no, we gotta get the whole flight cockpit. You seen that stuff where people have like their whole like 10 screens and everything? Yeah. I'm like, man, that'd be a dream.
That'd be insane.
It's probably like 10 grand or more for a setup like that.
Oh, easily. If not, yeah, no. That's something you're constantly adding on to. And then you need like a whole room for it, right? Like, yeah, gosh. Can you imagine me trying to do that in this little apartment downtown?
Oh, God. It's just your whole room is that.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, babe. I need a room for my flight chairs. I got rid of the bed. No.
Do you want to fly virtually with me? We can fly anywhere. We don't need to take vacations.
Yeah, she'll love that. No. That's not going to go well for me at all. Oh, man. All right. So that's pretty awesome. I do want to check that one out. Now, over the last few weeks, I've been talking about a specific genre of game and been trying out multiple different versions of this, right? So I'm talking about monster collecting games. And obviously, Pokemon is the big hitter of them all. And I've been trying out a bunch of other ones like Monster Sanctuary, Sin Eater, right? Like, there's been a few Digimon games too that I've been trying out just to try and get back into the vibe of those. But oftentimes when it comes to these kind of games, like these monster collecting games, I tend to fall off of them after a while. Like, you know, I really like that a lot of these games do a different type of gimmick sometimes, but after a while it just doesn't feel like, it doesn't catch you, right? I feel like there's a simplicity to Pokemon that everyone just understands. You level up your Pokemon, you're good, right? And you'll just get stronger as you go. Now, some of these other games are trying to do different things with it when it comes to leveling, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? Or sometimes it's fun for a little while, but it doesn't really stick with you. So I ended up picking up a brand new one that just came out recently. It's really interesting, but it's called LumenTale, A Tale of Trey. Trey is the main character's name. It's a very interesting premise with the story wise. You're a cyborg, so like you're a robot that doesn't have any memories, and then you're trying to become like a Lumen who is like basically think like a gym leader in Pokemon, right? The reason why you're trying to do that is because you're trying to get your memories back, right? And the scientist that you're working with thinks that you'll be able to get some information from the other Lumens, right? That kind of thing. And like as of right now, I'm really, really enjoying this game. I really like the whole gameplay loop that it does have. Leveling up does seem very like it's I don't know, like just the combat itself seems very fluid. You can see all the enemies on the map as you're going around, and then you can basically throw out like your little Animon, like your Pokemon little characters. It's like a yo-yo on a string, right? So like you can chuck them out and you can hit the other ones on the map, and you have the ability to kind of just one-shot them that way, where you get full experience for it, and it's like XP share for everyone, so everyone's leveling up. Or if you don't do enough damage, like with the throw, then it just takes you right into combat. Now, a couple cool things about this, though, is that the game is set up for 4v4 combat, right? So you can have 4 Animons at once, and the enemies can have 4 at once. Now, whenever you encounter wild Animon out there, what I found really interesting about it is that when you go into combat with them, it's not just the one that you see, right? So, like, you can end up with a wild battle fighting 4 different ones, and it's 4 different ones. It's not just that same one out there. So, like, if you are trying to catch multiples, you might not see one that you're looking for on the map, but it could just be in a random encounter, which I thought was kind of cool too, right? And then on top of that, the character design is amazing. I found it really, really interesting. It's probably one of the best ones I've seen so far visually when it comes to, Pokemon rips, right? Because a lot of times the animations are cool, but this one is very interesting. And I do really enjoy the way that the evolution system works for this as well. But I thought it was very well done. It just keeps it more interesting, kind of keeps you guessing. I don't know if it's going to become annoying later, right? Because it is a new game. So obviously there aren't as many evolution guides out there. People are still trying to figure it out, right? But they don't really evolve off of what you would assume from Pokemon, right? Some of them do. They evolve just straight from, you reach level 18. Cool. There you go. You get a level up, right? But others have other secret conditions that you might not know. So like it might be, they need to be at least level 20, and you need to have this very specific item in your inventory at the same time, right? Like it's little things like that, right? So that part is interesting, the little discovery aspect of it. You can get around it, and you can get some hints by scanning enemies. So the more times you can scan up to 4 times, I believe, and each time you get a little bit more information on the enemy itself or on that particular Animon. But one of the coolest things that I think is in this game is as you're leveling up, you get stat points. Each one of your Animon has a pool of their own. And you can put them into things like health, special attack. So you customize your Animon fully, right? Like you get to actually say like, I want this one to be a tank. So I want to just pump everything into defense, right? Or you can change out their skills, that kind of thing. Like you change the moves that they have on the fly. There's a lot of little things like that make it so that you can fully customize your party on top of everything else. So there's the exploration, the adventure, which is really fun, that aspect of it. The puzzles are great. Then there's the exploration and just discovery of how to evolve these things and make them stronger. And then on top of that, you can customize your team fully with the stat points and all that good stuff. So there's a lot to dive into here. And with a lot of these other, monster catching games, the story gets put off to the side almost always, but this is very much story focused or story driven. There is a decent story. I mean, it's a Pokemon. It's a monster catching game. It's nothing like crazy, but they did put a good enough storyline in there where you're getting like flashbacks and all this stuff. And it seems like it's a little gritty sometimes, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's great. I'm really enjoying LumenTale right now. So definitely recommend this one to people who are curious about it. And it is a newer one, right? So like, I would love to see what they do with it. The art style kind of reminds me of like Nexomon, that one that was out before, but like more polish than Nexomon. So
I like the look of it.
Yeah. It's good. It's got that nice little like 2D, 2.5D kind of thing going on. So
yeah. Sounds like an interesting premise too. A little different than like trying to conquer like, some games do gyms, some games do like some kind of coliseum fighting. Like this sounds at least a little different, which is kind of nice.
Like you fight like random legendaries on the map, but then you also have like it's like neighborhood battles kind of thing, right? It's like turf battles. It's like, oh, I need to claim this turf, so like there might be like a rogue camp in the area, and you're like, oh, let's go fight their like camp boss, and then now it's like your little base thing, right? But then it also has like a weird like Digimon thing built in. I forgot about this part where you can go into like cyberspace, like you go into a fucking computer, and then you can like you can decorate it and put your little like
Weird.
Pokemon guys on there. There's a lot going on, and I think this one has 5 starters that you can pick from as well. So, and they're all very interesting looking, but there is like a weird like a 5-question like personality quiz thing in the beginning. And whenever you go to pick your starters, they'll let you know, like, hey, I don't know why, but I think that you might really like this one, right? Because of the personality quiz that you took in the beginning. So.
Looks cool.
So far, so good. Yeah. It was wrong for me, though. I picked one I did not want, but whatever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is fine. You don't have to pick that one, so I picked the one I wanted. So. And of course, I went with the cat. So, why not?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's like a crazy lightning cat. It looks rad. It's between that and this like weird demon lizard, which is awesome looking too. So I don't know. It's fun so far. I'm into it. I can't really say too much more about it. I think I'm actually like 5 or 6 hours in, and I still feel like I'm learning something, which is kind of fun. But yeah.
Yeah,
but I like the way that they look.
With your talk of these kind of games, Lily, I've been like debating on either finishing my Pokemon Black playthrough or doing something totally different. I've been kind of juggling between one of the Shin Megami games, because I have 5 and 3, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I can, or 4, and I was thinking I could do one of those, or I could do a Dragon Quest Monsters game. For something a little more mellow, but I'm like, oh man, I feel like I have so many games I want to play, like older ones, that I'm like also trying to tell myself I should just kind of play newer stuff. I feel like lately I haven't really been keeping up with, like, I guess I've been keeping up with new stuff, but I haven't been playing all the new stuff. Just because, games are expensive now. It's kind of different.
Yeah.
For games that I've started, but I haven't gone too far, I've started First Light. I'm still, enjoying the Yoshi Mysterious Book. We finished Crafted World. I know I brought it up last time, I think, but we finished that fully co-op. Nice. And, that's a good game to play with your kid. I really enjoyed it. Trying to 100% that game with them, I don't recommend it. But everything else about it was very enjoyable. I felt like it kind of taught them a lot on how to play a game. And yeah, that was good. I don't know. My kid's been really listening to a lot of like Nintendo music in general. Like I had to get that Nintendo Music app, and they really like a lot of the songs from that game and Mario Galaxy and stuff. So that's been kind of fun. And yeah, I guess one game I don't mind talking about because I'm pretty far into it was Breath of Fire 2.
Right.
Going a little back, even older. I know I've mentioned before, I just finished 4 recently. I've beaten 3 back in the day, same with 1. And I kind of was thinking, I just kind of want to power through this franchise and play everything. I really want to play Dragon Quarter because I know a lot of people hate it, but it honestly sounds kind of right up my alley. So I do want to see it. And, Breath of Fire 2, cozy, very cozy RPG, enjoyable story. I feel like the story is kind of just, it doesn't feel like there's an immediate danger. So you're just kind of on this big adventure. And that's kind of nice after Crimson Desert being like, okay, I'm playing a long-ish game, but it's not too deep, right? I don't have to fully focus into it. But overall, it's a chill game. The Breath of Fire games, as they get on with like 3 and 4, there's so many added systems, right? There's the whole dragon gene splicing in 3, and with 4, there's just the different dragon forms you could take. This is simple, right? You find people out in the wild who will give you different dragon forms, and they're pretty basic, right? They're all gonna one-hit KO most enemies, and the characters are enjoyable. The translation is terrible, so the patched version is probably the best way to play it. But it's cool. It's got somewhat of a town building in it where you recruit someone and you fix up a place, and it changes over time, which is cool. And it is not really difficult. Like, I have not had a party wipe in, I think I'm at 25 hours. And yeah, it kind of reminds me of how like Dragon Quest, where it's like, I could play this and it's just cozy.
Right.
And that's kind of a nice break, because I've been thinking, I really want to play more RPGs because I feel like I haven't had my fix, right? I feel like every year I kind of at least play like 10 or something, which is kind of crazy because they're always long. But this year I've kind of been playing other stuff. I'm like, okay, I need to look at my list of RPGs I've been putting off. What should I do? And this one was one of them. And it's cool. It's also on the Nintendo Switch Online for the I think it's the Super Nintendo version, but I'm playing the GBA version, which is a little bit better, a little bit easier, right? You get the double experience and money, and it's a fun little time. I always want to play a different kind of genre, but I just always end up going back to RPGs, and I don't know why, because I'm always like, I should be playing shorter stuff and experiencing more, but there's just so many out there that have been on my list for so long that it's kind of nice to get through them. But yeah, that one, and there was another. Oh, I just started Mina the Hollower, so expect me to talk about that more in the coming weeks. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Next week, or I guess when this comes out, it'll be just starting with the Summer Game Fest. So we'll see all new game announcements. And I'm like, damn, there's so many games I've like started, but not gotten super far in to be comfortable about talking about. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of good games out right now.
Oh yeah, totally agree. Yeah, and speaking of like other little games and speaking of RPGs as well, I just want to do a quick shout out. I'm gonna play more of this because I just started it and I want to see more because I feel like this has a lot of secret things in it. But a little indie game, the remake of The End of the Greatest RPG of All Time. Yes, that is the entire title of this thing. It's really, really good. Like, I'm very surprised by this title so far. It's a RPG style kind of game. I don't know if I really would say it's an RPG because yes, you do level up, but you're not actually leveling up because you're already at the end of the game. Like, that's kind of the whole premise behind it. But it's kind of broken, and it follows some aspects of like Tunic, right, where you have to create or fill in the manual by collecting the pages and all that good stuff. But it's not just the manual, you're also getting commentary from the designers, fourth wall breaking videos of like a mockumentary making this thing as the designers are talking about the greatest RPG of all time. and they do like little nods and give you clues in these videos. But the videos are live action, so it's a trip. It's kind of hard to explain this thing, but I guess the best thing is it's a fourth wall breaking puzzle game that with the disguise of an RPG, if that makes sense, right? Like it's a trip, but it is very, very interesting so far. I'm very excited to see where this thing goes, and I just think that this is just a very different way of telling a story. So I'll definitely be talking about this one more going forward for sure, because it's bizarre, man. It's so weird.
It looks crazy.
Funny. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like they started making something broke, and they're like, all right, let's pivot. Right? Like it is a very interesting concept there, but no, I'm very excited to see where it goes and what kind of Easter eggs people are going to find, because this game is one of those games that just feels littered with secrets. Like this thing feels like they're everywhere for this one. So that should be a lot of fun. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us this week. But just as a little gentle reminder, we are going to be continuing on with our Game of the Month book club. We have the Month of the Fox, which is Maze. That will be next week's episode. Don't you worry. That's still coming out. And we need to announce this month's game. Right? We still need one for June. We told them at the start of this episode that we were going to announce it. So what are we going to be playing, Chris? Like, what do you want to dive into for the month of June? Because we've had some pretty big hitters so far, and it's all been fun. I'm liking it.
Yeah, this has been a game that's been on my radar since I was a kid. Because I think originally it came out in 2000, and then the later version came out 2 years later, which will be the version I'll be playing. But Skies of Arcadia, little air pirate RPG that is kind of beloved in the RPG world, but for some reason, for me, it's just I've always wanted to play it, but didn't really back in the day. And then by the time I would get it, it was just too expensive to own. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Now's the time to play it.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Sky Pirates? Come on. Final Fantasy 12? Yes, please. Anyway, so that is what June is all about. June is going to be Skies of Arcadia. Be on the lookout for that. Play along with us. Let us know what you think, because it is a lot of fun discovering these older games again. They're new ones, right? It's just something nice. Like, we'd probably play it anyway, but having it set up as like this little like book club, it makes it feel special. It's fun. But anyway, like I said earlier, that's it for us this week. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little conversation. We'll talk to you guys next week with some more games and all that good stuff. But until then, bye for now.